the Decemberists keeping us rocking there, and Yankee Bayonet. This is WRSE 88.7 FM, Elmhurst College Radio. Good time Sunday, very glad to be here. And guys, today we're going to be talking to two very, very, very cool and different people because I've never really heard of an organization like this, and I believe you guys should also know that this is a non-for-profit organization, and it's really, really great. I had never heard of it until just now. But the name of this organization is Canopies for Kids, and we are here live with their two founders, and I'm looking very, very forward to talking with them about how they kind of got going and where they plan to go with it. So I'm here live with Matt and Taryn. Guys, what is going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, thanks for having us.
Definitely. Very, very glad that you guys are able to make it on. Would you guys want to tell us a bit about what Canopies for Kids is?
Basically, Canopies for Kids provides skydivers with the opportunity to jump with a stuffed teddy bear that later gets donated to a child in the Children's Hospital near the drop zone. So currently we're partnered up with 2 different drop zones and hospitals, and we're looking to expand our partnerships. But our main goal is that we'd like all of the drop zones and hospitals to be located near each other so that whenever someone's doing a jump, the teddy bears are going to the local community.
Right on. That is awesome. Now, how do these bears fit into what's going on?
So basically, when we came up with the idea, the thought was, all right, if you want to help out a kid's hospital, you can donate, which actually $5 of every one of our jumps goes as a donation to the hospital. But we found that doesn't really resonate with a sick kid in the hospital. What resonates is going to be something like a bear that they can hold on to, in those scary moments that they have. So we thought, what better than the position, this experience, of having them jump out of an airplane is making them the bravest stuffed teddy bears in the world. And that's what we have the experience turn these bears into. And then, we pass it on for the kids to, hold on to when they go through all those moments in the hospital.
That is awesome. So where do you guys get the bears in to make this all possible? Because we were talking in the back room a couple minutes back, and you were saying how you just have boxes and boxes of bears.
Sure. I have a supplier out of California that sends all the bears to my apartment. I have several stacked up right now. There's about 240 sitting in my apartment right now.
And they're all American made as well.
Awesome.
Well, no, I mean, they come from America, but they might be made from China. But yeah, that's part of the process, and then we have our little plastic flight suits. One of the stipulations with working with hospitals is that a lot of the kids may have compromised immune systems, so it's important that throughout the entire process we keep them as sanitary as possible, and so we do this with these plastic bag flight suits that just have a little caution thing that just lets people know what's going on, and they'll stay in that throughout the entire process. It doesn't really isn't a factor during the jump. We haven't lost any bears yet, and it keeps them nice and as clean as possible for when they arrive for the kids. So.
Awesome. Now, how did you guys get this little? I guess you could say literally this organization off the ground. How did it take flight?
Basically, Matt and I have known each other since we were kids. We've gone to school together since kindergarten. And after college, we reconnected, and we're both talking about our mutual interest in skydiving. And a little bit later, Matt reached out and got in touch with me to tell me about this awesome idea that he had come up with while he was in college, this Canopies for Kids organization, that he really wanted to do something that incorporated both his interests and do something for charity as well. And he had this awesome original idea, and so I jumped at the chance to get on board with it, literally.
Very, very awesome.
Yeah, Taryn helped take it from just an idea into actually existing. So,
yeah. So how did it first, jump into your mind?
Honestly, I did my first skydive when I was in college. Loved the experience. Knew it was something I wanted to do as I got older. But then I went to Indiana University, and while I was down there, they have a IU dance marathon, which benefits the Riley Children's Hospital down there. And it was just a very impactful event for me, and I think, everyone seems to be able to relate to sick kids in the hospital. And I know I definitely did just going through the event. They had families at the event and everything. It was just tremendous to see the impact that she could have, and I knew I wanted to do something going forward that would, benefit kids in the hospital. And a couple of years later, I did another skydive, kind of rekindled my passion for skydiving again, and started thinking, what would be really cool if I, found a way to, have skydiving benefit children. And so I kind of started putting this idea together. I sat on it for a while, and then, met up with Taryn one day, and she's like, we should really do this, and she helped, shape it and turn it to what it is. So
awesome, very awesome. Now, also sitting here with us is Pete. Do you guys want to tell us a bit about Pete? I don't know if he talks much, but
Parachute Pete is our mascot. He's a stuffed teddy bear, and he's decked out in his aviation gear. And we bring him along to all of our fundraising events that we do. He's sort of a good way for us to connect with the kids. So when they hear where these bears are coming from, and if they're looking at our documentary or going to our website, they're able to see that, we're kid-friendly, we're hanging out with the teddy bear too, and we're just trying to keep it really casual and comfortable for them. And so Pete's a really good way that we can connect with the kids.
Right.
And he's Australian, so he's pretty laid back, nothing too intimidating.
How long has Pete been part of the group then?
Since day one.
Yeah, since day one. He just turned 1 last month, so.
Oh wow! Well, that is really, really awesome. So as of right now, then, how many jumps have you two been on as far as jumps for with Canopies for Kids?
I've jumped 3 times with bears. I've jumped 11 times total, but the last 3 jumps I did were once we had started Canopies for Kids.
Awesome.
I've jumped 4 times total. The last 2 were for Canopies for Kids to help get kind of promo footage for some of the videos and stuff that we've used. And this spring, hopefully start doing a bunch more. Taryn and I are both going through our accelerated free fall program, and we're going to get certified to jump on our own. So
awesome. I just wanted to ask, what is it like jumping? I mean, you've done it 4 times total. You've done it 11 times total. Does it get easier each time? Is the first time like the scariest of all? What is that like?
Definitely. The first time I went, I'm actually terrified of heights. So my inspiration for jumping was I was going to try and conquer this fear. I was terrified the entire plane ride up. I had no idea what I got myself into. I thought I was going to pass out before I left the plane. But the second I was out of the plane, it was such an amazing feeling that I was so overwhelmed with the adrenaline rush and like the views and everything that any fears that I had were immediately gone. I mean, honestly, the second I was out of the plane, it was just pure enjoyment.
That's awesome. That is awesome, Matt.
I'm kind of the opposite of that. I'd been wanting to do it forever, and it's like as soon as I turned 18, I'm like, all right, I'm going to plan some time with some friends to do it. And so it was right after my first summer in college, and we're like, all right, we're going to do this, we're going to make it happen. And, I was just excited the whole way up. I would have jumped out of the plane if they let you, but they kind of make the instructor kind of rock you out there first. But yeah, no, I have 0 problem with heights, so it's amazing. I try to relate to a lot of people because everyone kind of thinks of that roller coaster feeling where you have that, like your stomach sinking back.
Right.
That only lasts for about a second when you jump because you hit terminal velocity so fast. Right. The rest of it's just like a really windy, like imagine going like 120 in a convertible. And
yeah, that's insane.
That's what you're going to have. So.
That's bizarre. That's so cool though. That's so awesome, guys. Now, I also wanted to talk with you guys a bit about some of your current partnerships, which you guys kind of said a bit about. Do you guys want to go into more of it as far as who you guys are partnered with now and who you guys would like to partner with coming up?
Sure, yeah. The past year we have been partnered with Skydive Midwest, which is located just across the border in Wisconsin. And the bears from that drop zone have benefited the Laurie Children's Hospital, formerly Children's Memorial. And then just recently we signed up with Western New York Skydiving, and with that we have 2 hospitals that the bears will benefit. We have the Roswell Park Cancer Institute. They have a program called Carly's Club, and the bears will be part of the gifts that the kids that get diagnosed with cancer, they have like kind of a kit that they get, and it's just one of the things that will be included in there. And then I believe the other hospital is the Golisano Children's Hospital, also in New York.
Okay. Now, when you guys were saying this earlier, did I get it right where you said that the hospitals you guys are working with are all near some kind of drop zone? They all near the landing zone?
Not necessarily right near, but in the same state. We figure, if you're going to jump in your state, you want it to benefit, a local children's hospital, especially if you know families in that area, it's going to resonate more if it's local rather than sending them all to the same hospital within the country.
So. Right. Now, what if somebody wanted to do it for a hospital that you guys hadn't worked with yet?
It's something we could look into. Obviously, you have to. Part of the process is forming a relationship with the hospital first, getting them on board. Not necessarily every hospital might want to be involved. Most do. Most jump at the opportunity as soon as they hear about it. They think it's one of the coolest things they've heard in a while. But you have to make those connections. And it's hard to do a single bear logistically. If we just did, 1 bear to every person, it would be tough logistically to manage just as a 2-person operation.
Right.
So we usually do minimum orders of 24. So.
Right on. Awesome. And that's something else, I guess, going into my next question is, what are your plans for expanding this? Matt, you were just talking about how you're going to need, probably your own intern soon.
Sure.
And I mean, just the magnitude of this, of what you guys are doing. I mean, it's, first off, folks, please go to www.canopiesforkids.com. Again, that's www.canopiesforkids.com and check this out. It's really, really cool. The site itself is very, very clean. It looks great. But then secondly, like I was saying, I mean, this is just such a cool thing that you guys are doing. It's so different, and I mean, I've never heard of anything else like this, really. You know, I mean, especially as far as jumping out of planes. I mean, that's really cool. What are your plans for making this thing bigger? You know, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually growing tremendously right now. We have so much interest coming in, especially with the springtime coming up. It's especially in the northern states. It's when their drop zones start to open. And we were fortunate enough this last fall that we had a group called Bus 52 did a documentary about us, which ended up being amazing. It turned out really well. They captured some of our jumps when we went to the Children's Hospital and got to hand out the bears. And that one has helped spread a lot of the word about us. We've been featured on a couple skydiving websites as well, and people have just been coming to us. I have skydivers and drop zones that are I'm just starting to get the conversation going with, and I'm hoping in the next couple of months we might just have as many as 10 partners. I'm talking to 2 in Canada right now.
Wow.
So yeah, we might have a little North America international presence going on. So
yeah, that is really awesome. Now, how did you guys start to reach people in Canada?
I didn't try to reach them. They came to me. They heard about us on the web, and they're like, "We'd love to do it. Will you work with someone in Canada?" I said, "As long as the shipping's not too expensive, it shouldn't be an issue." So.
And that's actually something that we would encourage anyone that's listening. If you do have a hospital or a drop zone that you aren't even working for, but you would like to get involved with this program, anyone can reach out to us through our website and through our Facebook page as well. To let us know that they're interested, and we'll get in touch with the drop zone for them or the nearby hospitals for them and try and work out some future partnerships. So even if you are just an individual that's interested in this, definitely get in touch with us and we'll get the ball moving from there.
Right on, Taryn, right on. Now, actually going along with what you were saying, people that want to get involved. Now, when people go to canopiesforkids.com, they can read your blogs, they can check out a bunch of different things. You guys are also on Twitter and Facebook, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome. Now, people also have the chance to donate as well. And how would they go about doing that?
That's true. So if you didn't actually want to go and jump with a bear, we have what's called the sponsor a bear option. You can just leave it open and donate, have it go to any hospital, in which case whenever we ship to our hospital partners, we'll put some sponsored bears in, and they'll find some people to jump with them for us. Otherwise, you can pick out one of our partner drop zones to have the bear benefit.
Right on. Awesome. Now, something else that I was kind of wondering about is, how did you guys come up with this name, Canopies for Kids?
It was over a couple drinks.
Yeah, I think it was over a couple of drinks. We were just kind of kicking around what would be a good name that would resonate, and this one just seemed to make sense. Just seemed to be the best option.
So then the canopy would be like the chute, the parachute?
Yes.
Yep.
Very cool.
Just kind of has a nice play on words, we felt.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a great name. And then who came up with this logo here, the main logo you guys have?
A friend of mine, Russell Williams, from college, actually did it all pro bono for us. He was awesome. We were really specific about what we wanted, and he did a great job of sending us a million different drafts and getting it to look just right for us.
Yeah, it turned out great. Couldn't have asked for a better logo.
Right on. Now, I know that you guys also put on a lot of events, and recently you guys had an event on St. Paddy's Day? Or was it for St. Paddy's Day?
It wasn't actually our event, so in addition to being a partner drop zone, that's one option to be involved with this, is there's also skydiving events called boogies, which is our fun events where people go and they have a good time and they do jumps. And we had an individual reach out to us who wanted to bring these bears down to a St. Patrick's Day boogie they had down in Georgia. And we ended up selling 70 bears to the boogie that they jumped with, and 35 went to Miami Children's Hospital, another 35 went to Children's Hospital in Atlanta.
Right on. So then, are you guys going to be putting on your own event soon? I mean, I know that you said it's kind of.
We'll have to talk with maybe our local drop zone, see if that's something they'd be interested in working with us. But hopefully. So.
What do both of your parents think about what you're doing, and just your friends and family? I mean, this is something really great. What do they think?
My parents have been really supportive. They think it's an awesome cause, and I've actually convinced my mom and both my younger sisters to go skydiving since. My dad wasn't too thrilled about that when we were all up in a plane ready to jump at the same time. But for the most part, everyone's just been absolutely supportive. Every response that we've gotten from everyone, from friends and family to strangers and anyone when they hear about this for the first time, has just been so enthusiastic and overwhelmingly appreciated by us.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I mean, lots of support from family and friends. I mean, I know my mom worries every time I jump. But
Right.
She loves me, so that's what she does. But yeah, I mean, nothing but support. I got my dad to agree to go jumping, so that's gonna be awesome. We're gonna do that hopefully this spring, and yeah, it's been awesome. So.
Now, actually, talking about the actual internship itself, if somebody listening did want to get involved,
I'd have them shoot an email to me at info@canopiesforkids.com, but essentially it would just be helping a lot with communications and outreach, and just helping us keep organized. Taryn and I both hold down our own full-time jobs during the day, so everything we do for Canopies is on the side. So it's as demand has been growing, it's been increasingly difficult to stay organized. So
Of course.
I would definitely help to have someone to help us out.
now can I ask what you guys both do outside of this?
I work in commercial real estate, doing property management and some bookkeeping type stuff.
Sweet. Sweet.
I do digital marketing for a company called Single Hop, who sells dedicated servers.
Very, very cool. Now, and I was reading about this, Matt, and you also brew your own beer?
I do. I am a home brewer, and it's a fun little hobby of mine. I have a bunch of friends in the city that also brew, and we have our own Oktoberfest where we have a bunch of our friends show up, and we'll all do kind of beer tastings and rate each other's beer and hand out awards, and it's a great time. So.
Now, I don't know if this would be appropriate. This is how working with kids, but do you think maybe you could use this beer that you're crafting to maybe raise money in some way, shape, or form? Put on
I know there's different rules and regulations about selling alcohol, so that's a whole other thing I'd have to kind of look into. But I mean, hey, I guess the option's always open.
Yeah,
so.
there's so much,
Yeah.
that you guys can go so many different places.
Sure,
You guys
absolutely.
Can go. That's awesome. That's really, really awesome. And just one last question, I guess, is Pete gonna be getting another friend soon? You guys gonna?
Pete actually does have a girlfriend.
does.
She wasn't able to make it today. Free Fall Fiona was introduced at our 1-year anniversary
great.
party.
Yep.
So there's some fun pictures up on our Facebook page of Pete and Fiona if anybody wants to check out the sweet chick that he landed.
Yeah, literally.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome, guys. Well, Matt, Taryn, thank you guys both very, very much for being on. One last time, where can people reach you guys at?
Yeah, you can find us on the internet at www.canopiesforkids.com. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/canopiesforkids and on Twitter at canopiesforkids.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you very, very much for being on. And if there's anything that we can do for you guys, please let us know. We would love to help you guys out as much.
We appreciate that.
We could definitely.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Of course, you guys are awesome, and also anybody that would like to get involved as far as joining the team goes, you guys can email Matt and/or Taryn at info@canopiesforkids.com. And again, please check out canopiesforkids.com. This is Good Times Sunday, WRSE. I love talking to people like this. We'll be right back after this. Sweet deal.
I'm so bad at doing interviews.
No.
I don't know what.
No,
She
guys,
always-
you guys both did.
She always worries. I'm like, Taryn, you
It's
do
so
great
frustrating.
every time.
No, you guys
Every
both
time.
did awesome. That was very, very cool.
Oh, thank you.
And you know all the answers to the questions.
I
It's
know.
not like you had to study for it.
It's like people are listening.
And